Let's get started. Just mentioning about myself, my introduction, and then you can just introduce yours, and then it will be more of interactive session. So it's very important to have the audio connectivity, and screen sharing is almost all the times we will be doing for the practical troubleshooting and any problem that you're facing, and I have to diagnose or resolve, help you out from the scenario that you are practically trying to achieve. In such scenarios, we'll be practically no, sharing screen with each other, and also audio chat. These things are very instrumental because we are sitting in different locations, and the effective would be if we have a right tooling, and then we are well connected through these things, right? So
Okay.
this course is called AWS Championship. This is my fourth batch, basically. I have concluded 3 batches. Basically, the training formally by through this online means I started only late March or April uh, beginning. So there in this year I have get started with this AWS championship training. Before that, I have done the corporate trainings. I have done the AWS training for my company and elsewhere, all classroom trainings. But the proper online training I have only started in this year April month or late March, 31st March, basically the start of the batch was. And since then, I have changed many things to adapt or evolve the format of doing it. Prior going online, I have taken some of the courses like a Train the Trainer, which is the information, so you can find it over here. So I've done some of the training to just know the the thoughts and the gaps of communication while you are remote location, basically. So how effectively the training can be delivered to the people who are not in the same room, right? So it's a digital world, but the impact or the outcome of the training should be the same. The objective, whatever you are trying to deliver in the training room, where uh, in the 10 feet or 11 feet of room all the audiences are, let's say 10 20 audiences you have, and or if you are far away, miles away from the people, and you are delivering the training from through the cables, right? So uh, the uh, the outcome or the resultant of the whole stuff should be same, right? So how effectively we can match that? For that, I have done 2 of the trainings. Certified master trainer from the ILA, Indian Leadership Academy. This is in Bangalore, and other one is a behavioral, that is how mind body works, how basically our neurons um, uh, um, react in the different situation, right? So this is basically the neuro linguistic programming. The program name is, the training name is, that I have completed to understand the audience as well, so that I connect and understand what kind of expectations are there from the different batches or different folks that I'm handling, right? So these two things, these two trainings has fulfilled for me, and so far only things are like format wise getting advanced and advanced. So I'm trying to take more of the core services and all important services, and make the whole package working for all sort of people who are starting day one on the AWS, or either they are working for last 1 year or 2 years on the AWS still. It should make sense for all of the folks. People come from the development background or network or storage or architecting, management, product management, DBA side, security. All of the people will find this training as enjoyable as possible. So I try to make the whole training as a package so that it makes sense for most of the folks, but it fulfills the most for the developers and the architect, in the sense it completes the all the resources or information that is required for architect and developers. Rest of the folks, they get a better startup because they have to start. They cannot directly jump to their core area in the AWS. They have to start from here itself. So this is the start for them. So anyone starting afresh, they'll definitely has to go through this training and then complete it. So for them, it's like a 60 to 70% is completion for their profile or skill sets. So I have total 13 years of experience. Last 7 years, I'm into architecting, designing, developing, delivering the product end to end. I've been working with various product development companies. Currently working with a company called Automation Anywhere. It is located in Bangalore here, EGL, and I'm with them for last 6 months. And this is the company which is making the bots, the automation tools, and digital workers. You might have heard about the RPA. If not, then that is what they are making. So I'm into the core enterprise team of the RPA. I've done my two of the certification for AWS. One is the associate level architect, and other is the architect professional. So this is the two certification I have done. I'm also aspirant of the AWS, so I keep on learning the things. I am more on into machine learning stuffs right now these days. So I've learned different languages and libraries for machine learnings, and also trying the machine learning things stuff on the AWS side. So otherwise, my background is more on a Java development, Spring, Kafka, Python, Spring Boot, Sparks, also nowadays, Mongo, Cassandra, these all things basically. So I've been doing this technology for very long time, but AWS for 5+ years now, including the Docker and all the stuff last 5 years. So that's about me. Some of the rules which we'll discuss next week. Otherwise, it will not make sense right now for the one or two folks that we are here. Okay, all right. So here we have the scope of the training that you will be receiving. So it's a 20+ services, 25 in fact, I guess. So 25 plus services you will get it. Basically, ECS, ECR, these things are missing in the list, but still that will be part of the training. So many things are not mentioned here, but you will still receive them. How the training works, we'll go through each of the services on a different days. Some of the theories will be covered. So conceptually, we'll see some of the slides and then demo. I'll demo the practice that you're going to either do it on the same time, so you can follow along, or you also have the material, that means the recorded videos and the PDF file, which is having the step-by-step documentation, which you can follow the screenshots and the instructions and achieve the same thing. So this is how it is going to be. So you're going to practice each of the services, and in the different days, there will be occasion where we'll club the more than more than two services together, which will make the mini project basically. So we'll try to achieve some real-time scenario using coupling the services here. So as and when we learn multiple services, we'll try to see that how they blend together in the real time, and how we can achieve the real-time project, how people are using in the industry level. I'll be also telling you the best practices of some of the services which are very critical, and how the other aspects like a cost, scaling, security, disaster recovery, um, availabilities are working here. So cloud is basically about these things, right? So these are the 4-5 pillars of the cloud where your best practices should be forming, right? So we have to all focus on making use of the services in a right way. So I'll be mentioning all these things along with the services wherever we achieve. Also in the through the mini project we do it. So these things, other than that, will have little bit of security and disaster recovery to touch. We'll be doing them time to time. So we'll be doing it. These services you might be a little bit familiar about. What you might have heard about a couple of them. I'm sure about the common ones are like EC2, S3, RDS, Dynamo DBs, Lambda. These things are very common, so you must have heard about it. I'm not sure. Just to check. Money.
Yeah, actually, yes, I did like heard of it. Yes.
So you have used some services in the real time, or it's just like some POCs, or you've done some hands-on somewhere?
Yeah, I can introduce as well. Like I am totally fresher in the IT, so I'm going to all the courses like on the watching YouTube. So that's how I heard about like, also. So
Okay. Okay.
I mean, background is totally. So I'm changing my career right. So
No worries. So you'll get, we are targeting for four different projects to achieve. Once we are done with the training, we'll be having four different projects to achieve, but minimum three projects will be something we'll be doing for sure. So depends on how people take it. So once you have a badge constituted, you know that what or different speeds are there, and then depending on that we'll see that how I'll have a general structure for the day, but if we cannot complete it and we spill over some of the target for the day or objective for the day, then timelines cut. So if people are not interested at the end to stretch after some certain timeline of the training, then we'll not be able to do the fourth one. But yeah, I'll be sharing all the materials, or many people like to just get it and do by themselves. So we'll be sharing you all the ingredients and the recipe, and you can just follow and achieve it, and then we can review together. So that also
okay.
works. So otherwise, this is the format. So generally, the typical day will start like a Saturday, 7 o'clock. We connect, and then we talk about any of these topics, and then we try to get hold of the basic concepts and the existence of them, like why they are existing, what is the purpose of that service particularly existing. Suppose for example we say API gateway, why the API gateway exists at all into AWS, why it is important, and also try to understand if there are parallel opportunity or parallel options for us, alternatives which a user or an architect or developer can think of using it, which is not provided by AWS, but maybe open market, right? Which is more cheaper solution, or maybe something else, right? So architects generally require to know multiple things, why they want to choose one or other, right? So while even though you are say knowledge savvy of the AWS, one day you understand all of the services, you practice the services, but still in the real time you might not be using the Route 53 for uh, uh, domain named routing, right? So when there is a domain names are coming www.xyz.com, and to translate that into IP addresses, generally the Route 53 is the one which helps in the AWS. But seeing the cost, seeing the other factors, maybe you will take a call that there is some parallel or alternative solution which is maybe open source or more feasible in terms of um, the updates, or maybe the cost, or maybe easy to use, right? So there are several factors which comes. So you will try to analyze this thing. So I'll be leaving also some of the information about, if you're not using X service, then what is the alternative of X service, or why you will not try to go for certain scenario with the Route 53, and why you should consider something else, right? So such things we'll also discuss, and that will be the part of theoretical discussions. And then later part will have something called practical demonstration, which I'll be demoing each of the services which you see in the slide, plus 4 5 more. and that I'll record it as a separate video. So I'll record two videos, one theoretical video and one will be the practical session. So you can play any of them as per your convenience. It will be available through the drive basically. So I'll be sharing you the drive details once the training starts, and you can pull out the video. You can download in a local machine, or you want to play from there. There's plugins, supported plugins available from the Google Chrome. You can directly play if you want, or if you want to keep it in a mobile or laptop, you can play from there, and you can follow the screens and try to complete your practice, right? So whatever I demonstrate, that will be the objective of that part of the objective of that particular um, service. For example, if I'm teaching you the VPC, so VPC concepts I will be completely discussing and telling you all the facts, informations, even from something from the exam perspective also many of the time. But at the end of the session, I'll be completing that practical hands-on, right? So I'll be demonstrating and recording the video and giving to you. Also, you will be having the PDF file with the same steps. So either you choose to, no, I mean, many people are very fond of watching the video and doing it, but many will like to read the text, right? So sometime you follow through the books rather than videos. So we'll get a PDF book of hands-on material. You can open the book, PDF book, and follow the screens as well, or you can copy paste the commands directly if you are using the books. Same thing you will not be able to do through the video, so some limitations, but video will be more what you can say easy to follow, because videos generally you grasp better than reading the books. So it's all up to you. So you take it when you're doing offline. I'm talking all about like when you are trying to complete your practice offline, right? So this is how you take it and complete your practice. If you face some of the issue, even though videos are you follow the video or material, but still you are stuck somewhere or you face some issue, you have to connect back to me. So we are going to keep some 30 minutes of time reserved each day, each session basically after the session completes, and try to troubleshoot your problem. If for that particular day or in advance, if you let me know if I'm available, we can do the on-demand meeting one-on-one to see the problem and fix it. So if it's very critical, or if you can ping and then you find me, I'm available, we two are available in the same time slots, we can do it before training next day also. So that's all possible. So here all about your availability, my availability, and everything is like you are not keeping any backlog, so everything has to be completed in a given time, right? So you should not spill over your tasks of the hands-on, because when you go through the theoretical session and then you don't practice it, you learn absolutely nothing. So after a couple of days, you'll definitely, it's the same for you, like what you know about cloud formation today, the same situation after teaching, if you don't practice it 4 5 days or 10 days, you know the cloud formation same as whatever you were not knowing, right? The situation becomes same, right? So you don't know the cloud formation still. It was just some jnana came and went, right? So to absorb the theoretical information, you must do some of the practices. So cloud formation practice, if it's expected to be done in the same day or maybe next morning, with your convenience, you can pick it, because by 9 9:30 we'll be closing the session. So if you want to have a dinner and after that you can try, fine. Otherwise next morning you want to complete it. But if you want to do it like if all the sessions concludes and then I'll start after that, because after session ends I'll have lots of time to practice this. So that will become very tough, because core services like IAM-S3, EC2, EBS, RDS, couple of services like this, if we complete, and after that, suppose, and still your practices are not completed, after that, all of the other services become big giant, and you everything then start using this core services, so then you will be completely lost. You will not be able to make your understanding well. So these are the facts which you should be carrying in a mind, and trying to complete your practice as soon as possible, right? So hands on, not watching me to only completing hands on, because it's also important the participants are completing their hands on time, because you should next day you should be prepared for the next topic, not the previous ones is still struggling with. So try to you think that is a bomb that is having the timer, so you have to throw the bomb as soon as possible. All right, guys. So far, I think I'm hoping that I'm clear to you. That's all of the basic concept, a basic idea about this training, and some of the information about me. If you like to introduce yourself, you can just let me know a little bit of your background, your city, where you are, what kind of work you're doing, so that makes us more compatible and no better relationship, right? So, Mani, you want to go first?
Sure, I can go ahead. Hi, this is Mani Kular. I live in New Jersey, US, and it's been like 12 years. I am basically from Delhi. My background is in travel industry. I've been working for a travel agency, like for corporate, for 12 years. So as we know that uh, travel agency also going into online application, and they are also going mostly in the online world. So I am planning to go into deep learning more about technical knowledge with programming and AWS including also. So I met people in the New York market, and they advised me that AWS is the best option to go with. So that's how I like learned about AWS and what I should do for my next project. So that's how I get into AWS, and it's been like a learning experience for me. I did some online study first. So as we know that, as Neil sir mentioned, that it's not only the studying part; it has to be the hands-on by ourselves also. So that's a good point. So I will be doing it that thing also, and which is good. So like learning is fun. So I'm also like for my career. So it will be a good startup for me also. And I'm also wanted to study Python. So we'll be like taking other online like study material that I can go on, and then I can study Python also with my AWS. So I'll see how it goes with